Welcome everyone to PTA 2019. My name is Jillian Gaga. If you don't know who I am, I'm the president of the PTA. This is my third year as president, going to my third year as president. I have 3 biological children and a foster child staying with us currently. So I have an 8th grader, 2 4th graders, and a 2nd grader. So I have all the regulars sitting right now. A little general background on the PTA. If you weren't aware, PTA was founded in 1897. So the PTA is well over 100 years old. It's been always a child advocacy group. It is the largest and oldest child advocacy group. We've had a PTA here at the Underhill School since the mid-90s. And in New Hampshire, we are celebrating our 106th year having PTA at our conference in November. It was founded by 2 moms back in 1897. So National PTA has done amazing advocacy work since 1897 and continues to do so. So you can thank PTA for things like your classroom kindergarten, child labor laws, public health service, hot and healthy lunch programs. We do a lot of work around the juvenile justice system. We currently are still working there, very much so at the moment. Immunizations, arts in school, and school safety are big places that we spend a lot of time in. Seatbelt laws are one of them. There was a colored PTA and the PTA, and we actually merged back in the 1940s before the trend too. So we're always looking and moving forward. So what does that have to do with us here in Hooksett? So I'd really like to talk about that because a lot of people think, well, that sounds very large, but I'm really focused on my own child, right? I've got to get through the day today with my own children. So all of your dues that you guys paid, your $15 membership, we pass on to the state and the national to cover and help a lot of their work. So just you help that big voice. And because you are a member, the stuff that we do here is also getting back to them and is driving their force and their voices. If that makes sense. So National PTA storms Capitol Hill every March and pushes for educational legislation, so funding behind education, family engagement centers. And they really use us at the local level to go in and talk to our own senators and Congress people and talk about why this is so important and the needs back home that they're going to meet with hopefully keeping everything fully funded. And again, so why are we a PTO versus a PTA versus PTO, PTG, Booster Club? I'm sure you guys have friends and have kids in other schools and you hear all these things, all these different support groups. So what we love, and my board members are going to go off in a minute and talk about why they love PTA, because they're really in it and they understand it better, is we're not alone. There's a ton of help we get because we answer to a national and state level. There is no national booster club, okay? PTO has some support at the national level, but they don't pay their dues anywhere. So there's no one checking to say, hey, that PTO is doing a lot of fundraising. Where's that money all going? With us being a PTA, we have to follow true nonprofit laws. For taxes, we run off bylaws. And for help with that stuff, we can go to our state. We have an executive director at the state level and a state board. They answer to the national board. So we have a lot of support. There's state conventions, there are national conventions. We get a say. National conventions, we vote on all of our governing documents. We vote who's the national president, all that good stuff. We also get insurance not a lot of those groups have insurance. Our state dues covers liability insurance for all the local units here, so that we are protected in things that we do. And the best part lately with National is, if you're not aware, National does a podcast, Notes from the Backpack. So if you're into podcasts, there's a lot of really great, there's a weekly podcast to help parents, all our parent topics. So confident parents, confident kids, what is, recess is more than just play, middle school matters, really great topics. We have magazines, we have all kinds of outlets with social media that we can go to and get our questions answered very timely. And they have offered us all kinds of programs. So Hooksett has been, little old Hooksett has been awarded 3 grants at the national level from corporate sponsors that National has. So we were able to bring in and do the math night last year using Mathnasium, which is a partner of National PTA. We had our Facebook night, our digital safety night at Colley, which again, Facebook is a national sponsor with the PTA. And just announced this week, we will be having a digital safety night at Memorial, open to Memorial and Colley families through Google. Google is a national partner of the PTA, and they are going to be be awesome, be brave, be smart internet night, which is really awesome, and we're super excited for it. Because grants, yes, they're giving us $1,000 to put on that night, but we don't have to take out of your hard work of fundraising. They give us a curriculum that's valued close to that for free. They make all our copies, all of our info for us, and they make it really easy. And then they network us with other PTAs that are also putting on, won these grants and are putting on these similar nights, so that we can work together to problem solve and brainstorm, which is also just an amazing opportunity. So what do we do? What does the Hooksett PTA really do? And we strive to be a powerful voice for all children, a relevant resource for families and communities, a strong advocate for education, and well-being of every child. So we try very hard, and our focus every year is to do stuff to help not just the kids, the parents, the full community here, to make sure that all children's voices are being heard equally in the public school system, all of our teachers' voices are being heard, and that your kids have the best opportunities here at Hooksett. And we do that in a number of ways, which I'll get to in a minute, but we're really lucky because, as you have probably gotten wind of, we are a school of excellence, which was awarded to us at the national level. We're one of 326 schools throughout the country and world that have got this title. And it's because we have great SAU and school principals that have a great partnership with us and really just allow us to come in and do what we need to do to help you guys. And we work with them to allow them to do what they need to do, and it's been an amazing, amazing opportunity. So one of the ways we do this is community engagement. So we do things like Spectacular, Color Run, Holiday Gift Fair. We do a Reflections program, which has been driven at the national level, which is 50 years old, which is phenomenal. We do our Parent Info Night. So a couple of examples of Parent Info Nights. Last year we had Detective Fleming come in from the Internet Crimes Force, Task Crimes Force. So he's the guy that trolls online and tries to get all the predators online, like you guys see on like Dateline and Criminal News. So he's here right in New Hampshire. So he was really able to talk to our middle school parents about all the traps that are out there, what he's seeing in our state, the human trafficking, the real stuff that's really pointing to just us. Another great Parent Info Night we put on last year is we had Boston University Institute of Bullying come up and do a whole presentation on bullying, what is truly bullying, how do we work around that, and that was great also. We've tried to do networking nights for parents, so Gen X Creations come in and done some paint nights for us. We try to do a night like this. where afterwards we'll get to mix and mingle. We bring in community pride with our logo wear drive, which actually just went live today. We're a couple hours early, which is exciting. So that gives the families an opportunity to get sweatshirts, t-shirts, shorts, sweatpants with the school's logos and names on them. That really just helps drive community pride. And then we did the giant school safety forum last January. That was really interesting night. We had gone to the SAU. We had heard your concerns about wanting to know what all these drills were, how they were being presented to the students, your concerns on school safety here in Hooksett. Dr. Littlefield was very open, had us in. We had a really great conversation with him and the assistant superintendent, and with that, we worked with the administration, the fire department, police department, Homeland Security, the active shooting detective company, and we put on a whole forum in January that was open to the public to come in and get more educated in all the things we are doing to keep our children safe inside of our schools. School enrichment. So we award $5,500 for activities and materials and programs directly to our teachers that help, obviously goes directly to the impact of our students. A couple of things that are really cool that I can give you examples on is the planetariums. The 5th graders put on a blow-up planetarium that has actually traveled to Underhill and was used by the ALPS teachers as well, which was a great hands-on experience. The 5th grade has pretty much done that river walk we have down by the dog park. They're really taken that, and we've helped provide the materials to put up all their little placards for things like that. Wiggle stools, all kinds of different things we've brought into the classroom, different math gadgets, stuff for the gyms, teachers, ukulele cases, I've seen throughout the year. Teacher appreciation, which should really be labeled staff appreciation. We do a giant staff appreciation the first week in May at Colley and the second week in May at Underhill and Memorial, keeping up morale, making sure the teachers know that we really do, and the other staff, we really do appreciate all their work they do. And we, as starting this year, give out $8,000 to $1,000 per grade level for field trips or to bring in a presentation for each grade level. This year, I can tell you the 6th graders have used some of their money to get cow's eyes. The 6th graders have dissected cow's eyes, and it's the first time they've done that, done live dissection like that at Colley, I guess, in a long, long time. And the kids, yeah, I went to a cross-country meet for my 8th grader who was talking about it. He's not even doing it. So check out Facebook. Our Facebook page. We have a lot of really cool pictures of some really happy kids kind of over cow's eyes currently. And then we bring in all those fun assemblies that keep kids wanting to come to school, the things that they look forward to. We try to plug them in after big assessment blocks. We have slapstick science coming right before Thanksgiving break. We have brain games in January. And we cover the Tiger Assembly over at Memorial. Always looking for new and exciting stuff to do there. And then we've done some professional development in the past. We've brought in the director of the YWCA to present on ACE factors. We are really excited. One of our parent info nights in April is Peg Dawson, who is the author of Smart Child Scattered Brain. She is the guru in this state of executive functioning, and we are hopefully going to have her either work with the students up at the middle school, and if not, the staff, because that is a school board goal, is to study habits and executive functioning. So we like to partner up with them and help them make those things happen. And then a direct enrichment for the students. Every child, pre-K through 5th grade, gets a free book each year in the month of their birthday. We have our reflections art contest, our Colley barbecue, 5th grade t-shirts, Nikki folders, which are those plastic folders that go home with your kids every day. PTA buys that for all the students. Spirit Wear, as I just said, Garden Club, which we're hoping to get off the ground this year, Kids Making a Difference, field trips, and that's just some of them. Doesn't cover the 5th grade talent show we do, and some of the other things I could go on that all night. Parent support, we talked about the 6 parent info nights a year that we do. We try to give chances. We have our Facebook page so that you guys can go and ask questions and network. We used to, I would say, I had to change this, it used to be packets, weekly packets that go home. We have gone digital, so now it's it says bi-weekly, it should be bi-monthly newsletters. Social media, we try to provide you guys those low-cost family events. We have a special ed group with a liaison here to help with those parents and all the navigations that come with that. And then a voice in your child's school with involving safety. So all of that cost us about $25,000 to put on. That is our projected budget for this year to put on all of those things. And how do we do that? Because I think PTAs get a rap a lot of times that we're just a fundraising machine, and I hope it hooks it. We have proved that we're offering you guys a lot in our community, but these are some of the things. So, Believe Kids was the fall fundraiser we did last year. Of course, we have to work with last year's numbers because that's what we have in total and in full. And that was what we made in our fall fundraiser last year. Direct drive, people who opted out of that. Box Hops for Education, as you can see, is a big ticket item for us and is totally appreciated. Gift card fundraiser, Art to Remember, and then the Color Run, thanks to Mrs. Lloyd, was hugely successful and put us over the top, which was phenomenal. We do make some money on the events that we put on, Spectacular Holiday Gift Fair. When we plan well and have great committees, we were able to make some money on those events, but that's not the point of those events. We try not to make them fundraisers. We're trying to keep them as low cost as possible. We want it to be that a family of 4 or 5 can go and spend 3 hours in their kid's school. While you're there, you're checking out the displays on the walls, you're seeing what's going on there, you're asking questions, and then we love that. And we're trying to keep those events lower than taking your kids to the movies. So that's really our goal for those events. So thank you for joining us tonight. I really, before I dismiss, we break off, I just want to introduce my board, have them kind of tell you why they're in PTA, what they're getting out of giving a few hours out of a month, if not more, some are less, depends on their position. And we are open for any questions or comments that the general public has. So my board, please go around. I'll start with Marianne. Introduce yourself, maybe say what you do and why we're here.
PTA Secretary. Honestly, we're really talking about being involved. I started showing up at kids' home to events, and I started seeing the same people running them. And they were all people I knew. One was my kid's teacher, either my neighbors, and they all were having a lot of fun. So I started scooping pizza one day at a bingo. Someone didn't show up, and just kind of kept fun with it. And then finally joined the board. It's been really cool to get to meet some of the teachers in the schools, so we just kind of get more involved in what's going on at the school level. But I see the other parents.
Natalie. New to the board, enrichment coordinator, so still trying to figure out what I'm doing, looking through everything, trying to get some new stuff started, some old stuff continue. Mainly it was the same thing. I just wanted to, my son wanted to come to the activities, and the mother-son event was almost canceled last year, so a few of us moms stepped up and kind of just kept me coming back.
Carol Bussner, fundraising coordinator, so I have a not as fun job sometimes. But
why do you keep doing it? Because that's kind of what happens.
See, I used to know this woman, our they all say hi to me, and they just,
You do have to get rock star status.
you
with
do,
marketing.
it's fun. And, I mean, I like the events, and I like helping at the events. Like Spectacular is kind of, my friend and I do the haunted stage, and we have a lot of fun. Or not.
And I'm Marianne Boucher, I'm a kindergarten teacher here, and I have seen the past decades all that the PTA has done for the kids at school, so I thought it was time to put T in PTA and put my time in and give back all that they do for the kids at school.
I'm Linda Cully, liaison, and the same thing happened with last year, is that we're going to go and sit up. So, that last year was our first year at college. They had always been at the lower school, and they just came in, and it was wonderful. So, come to me, hello, that's it.
I'm Jen Moyer, I'm the Memorial School liaison. I was sucked in somehow. I don't know how I got here, to be honest with you.
You stepped up and
I'm pretty sure it
appreciation
was
and
Laura
not
Gonzalez.
Yeah.
The teacher appreciation at college, but I was like, yeah, I love doing this stuff. I love planning, I love organizing things, and I've done we completely renovated the courtyard last year. I got the color run going in the spring. My whole goal, I guess, on the PTA, I'm not much into the detaily political stuff. I like to have fun, and I like to have fun with kids. So the Christmas carnival is also another event that's gone. I just wanted to create something here that when I'm gone, continues. Whether it be a fundraiser or an event or something that you kind of leave behind that left it better, you know, than it left there for the other kids once mine are gone. I have a 14-year-old now in Londonderry, and a little one is in Memorial School. It's crazy.
So I'm Kate Griffin, and I'm the special ed liaison, and I'm here because Joanne put me into it, so it's really her baby. However, I do have a child with special needs. If you don't have a child with special needs, there's no idea how isolating that is when your kid can't participate or you just don't have the connection. So Joanne suggested it, and so I said okay, and we try to, just find people in the community that have areas of expertise with children with disabilities and bring them in so parents can get some good information and connect with each other.
Awesome. So that concludes this. We are going to stick around, answer questions, help yourself to some snacks, water, whatever, and then we're going to circle up these chairs and we're going to move into what a typical PTA meeting looks like. So you guys can see that. If you want to, if you want to. Up to you.
Well, I wasn't sure if that's what you meant.
What is it? And they get a reason to sit and access what they do. So what are the drivers allowed to say and not say? What are the field actions allowed in our kids? Yes, there are files.
We don't realize with all of us.
You know, people are really watching. Rumor had it on radio. You don't know, we're not.
also the local district,
Right,
as far as,
right. I think that let's be transparent. That's a lot of parents issues as well as the parents. Just keep track of what you're supposed to do. That's on you. Not that that's bad, not that I'm saying that's wrong, or that's good, or that, I just think there's. We were just talking, the bus stop for our neighborhood, the bus stop before, is Marion, Marion's probably just very nice, just going out to the corner. I'm sure they can just walk themselves around, they can see it, you know? And I get that, there are some bus stops that are like, some of this here. Yeah, you're hoping, if you've done your job right? Yeah. Yeah. Right, and so do we make a policy, look at, revisit, be more transparent about what it is out there. Yeah, that's what I said, I said, help in that. Obviously, the different laws that are aware of our umbrella, child advocacy, and safety, so. We'll see.
So this was, at the end, you drove kind of it is like
You're very unique, you're a child advocate saying that. I live on the west side of Manhattan, and I try to tell them when we were talking about high schools back, 5 years ago, I was like 13 miles long, the river divides it, people, us that are way up on the other side, like, I already traveled 20 minutes to get down to the village to come in there, we're calling, sometimes call these faster to get on the highway, until we move around, exactly. Now that we have a high school, we're actually talking about moving to the southern side of town, because then we'll have to take without living in my car.
And then so we just kind of stepped in and then.
Yeah, we can't get any hours on Friday night. Anytime we do now, because you get really or the summer, you need to be like, do what you need to do or stay out till really late. Because it's really hard. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I think that's good. Good. Yeah. We're gonna say in here tonight,
looks like he was, that's when this.
I wonder why. I don't like being like.
But I was like, I'm glad that he was really, I mean, I was seriously like, nobody's come yet. Yeah, like, we have a person at the door that's been in this area, makes you there, a little one, you know. And a lot of times, like, good luck, tell the kids that look terrified, you're not gonna attempt this good before. Right, so yeah, he's an eighth grade. I just told him to try. I think it's for well, he couldn't back up because he was high center on it. Yeah, well, not quite, I think he's there. That day, too, like, there's so many other things that we're doing, so that's why because it's the big good if the baby gets the extra. So what, this is a dish and nobody else is calling.
Cheers, circle style.
Hear that one.
Okay, I'm gonna call the meeting order at 7:13. I do this, come over on the table. This is, I think it's Mrs. No, we don't need a second for call to order. Presentation of September minutes. They're in your packet. I can't really say anything in Robert's Rules of Order, but if somebody could make a motion, because we don't have last names next to some of these people, I would fix that before we, please. Keep going, they're right after the agenda.
Gotcha.
I think so. Somebody could make a motion to approve them after we edit the attendees to their last meeting.
Proof of September minutes after we.
You can't do it, you're the secretary. Somebody else.
I make a motion to approve the minutes at our next meeting once we correct the names.
I don't need to approve them as long as we're saying we're going to edit.
Okay, as long as we edit, we will approve them.
Can I get a second on that?
I second.
All in favor? Okay. Financial reports are after the September minutes. Derek cannot be here tonight. It's the anniversary of Vanessa's mom's death. But they are here. I can walk you through them real quick. I am not the treasurer, but I'm sure I can be somewhat helpful on this. So obviously, the first number doesn't change very much. That's our standing playground account that we have because we used to do dance-a-thons on the last day of school at Underhill in hopes that we would renovate the very much needed new playground here. And we had some playground committees in the past that were fault because the school has gone up 2 years in a row to be completely renovated and redone, and it hasn't been passed. So we are waiting to hear what the game plan is. This year, the school board did a working budget meeting this week. It wasn't much of a school board meeting. It was working through their binder because they need to present to the budget committee. I would say there has been comments from, bless you, that they don't hear enough from the public. The chair of the school board said, I don't know what we want to do about Underhill this year. It's failed 2 years in a row and no one's here telling us that's what they want. So if you have strong opinions on what should be done in this building, if anything or not anything, please contact your school board. Secondary account is for our online transfers. It looks like he backed out all the things that we've had been coming in through our website. So he has a standing $24 balance at the end of September in there, just because it's good to keep a little money in there. The rest, as you can see, you don't need me to read line by line. Beginning were anything that was deposited in September. So big ticket items obviously were membership. I reimbursed the PTA for that Amazon mix-up. And other things that you see there, we had some outstanding cash that we discovered from Mother Son, so that was deposited. And then, so we brought in about a little over 4,400, as you can see. And then these are all the expenses. Big expenses were obviously the staff survival kits, getting the website up and running, the laminator we secured for Collie, and stuff to do with ice cream socials. And Nikki folders came out in September, so that was a little over $1,200. So that was a little over $2,700 that came out. So at the end of, then we had some checks that weren't cashed yet, but cut. So that left us at the end of September with $30,000, $30,090.32, which I've never seen us start off the year that high, ever. But we have promised a lot of money this year. We've increased our give-outs, so hopefully we'll be standing just as good come November when we pay for slapstick science and some of the grades start asking us for more of their money. Financials should be all set to go. We have to file taxes in November because that is our calendar, fiscal calendar for our nonprofit. I believe Kathy had them all ready to hand over to the CPA, which she handed them over to Jen. And that is that. We need to update our budget. When we did our budget at the beginning of the year, slapstick science wasn't included, laminator wasn't in there. So we just need to tweak it and vote on it and to amend it a little bit so that we have, I'd like to try to get into the habit of doing that 3 times a year so that it's more of a working document. We tend to create it, pass it, and never look at it again until we go to create the next one. And I think if we pay attention to it a little bit more as we go on, then the creation next year doesn't be such a long conversation, if that makes sense. We all are in the know of what's going on. We're also talking about, the CPA has suggested a QuickBooks, but for nonprofits, which I think will make it easier to be the treasurer. Because this form is just an Excel spreadsheet, really. You can plug anything in there and sounds gravy. So if we had something like a program that could really report, maybe red flag, help us along, I think it'd just be better security and better practice. So that's exciting, and hopefully Derek will have more news on that when he returns for our November meeting. Anybody have any questions on finance that I might be able to answer for you? That all sound good and makes sense? Reports of officers, boards, and standing committees. So I'm going to try to make, mine's always huge, and I'm going to try to make it as quick as possible. Special projects. The special projects for people who weren't here last board meeting or are new, we would like to do a library of videos of people, community members doing read out louds. So we got this idea, there's a principal in Texas that does the Tuesday live bedtime stories. So we have partnered with the Hooksett Public Library, and the director, Heather Lanier, and I are putting together a blast out to go to the people in town. We're trying to write, like, this is how you should do it, 10 top tips of reading out loud, because not everyone's an educator, so we want them to use fluency, we want them to read, like, you know, they're putting on a story. Kindergarten teachers tend to have the gift for read out louds. I happen to know that one of our administrators is not good at reading out loud, and he happens to be a school principal. His children will probably on a regular basis. So, you know, read that like my teacher reads that. So we're trying to put together a whole little kind kind of like, we would like you to do this. This is a great way to do it. We're just asking them to get in their PJs, read their favorite picture book. Record it on their cell phones is fine. Mark at the library, the technology director and Adam have agreed to kind of get together, edit these, and we can hopefully, we will be posting these on the Hooksett Library's website, and hopefully we can get them onto our website, and there'll be a collection of 20-something, and then once you become new to town, that's kind of like, oh, you're new to town, this is your rite of passage, you have to do this. So we'll have a huge group that are free, just go online and you can play them, so we'll have the principals, the librarians, the town administrator, the superintendent, quick, 10-minute video of them reading their favorite picture book. Yeah, and I think we could really do something with this, and I'd like to have it in place when we do our big literacy night. Stories come out loud in March here. I'd like to really be able to watch it. Maybe we have a couple playing in the background. So that's where we are. Heather and I met last week, and we started, okay, well, how do we go about doing this? Put together the script that we're going to blast out to all people. You guys have any type of community members. Juana's president, Lonnie's president, more the merrier, I think, more of understanding what we have in our community for resources. So that's where that is. I'd like to do a start, continue on ice cream social. So is there anything that we think that we didn't do this year with ice cream social? It was very different than in years past that you would like us to start doing? Any starts? Anything that, through the 4 nights while we were going about it, you thought, oh, I wish we would have done that, or?
I thought it was very smoothly personally. I know I wasn't there for 4,
When we get to continue, yes, I have a lot to say about that. Anything we need to stop doing? Anything that you saw this year that you would not want to see happen again? Okay. Signage, and yep, I think so. 'Cause everyone says that to me every single time. I didn't know, and I'm like, try to put it on everything, but.
not everyone will be working in the area where if there's a sign saying after possible,
Okay.
So a lot of parents are asking where do they pay, and so when I told them it's free because of how it's done in color run, I was trying to enhance why this is free. Normally we do charge, but because we did such a great fundraising, it was doing another.
Yeah, it was for School of Excellence, yes.
So maybe,
A lot of the parents thought it was just for the kids.
yeah.
I was like, no, we have gallons. Please take some. We have so much
Yes.
ice cream. Yeah.
So I had asked for 15 chocolate, 15 vanilla, and 9 sherbet, and I think what ended up happening is we got 15 chocolate, 15 sherbet, and 9 vanilla. So, yes. And there are, especially with the younger kids, they're still really much living in those boxes, right? Like that's where their brains can handle. There's still a lot that just love their vanilla. So I definitely had that notice that I think that number was, we ended up having about 5 drums left. We were able to give, I think it was 5. Who did, how many, was there 5? So you brought 3 to get, or did you bring, how many did
There
you?
were 6 left over. I had about
4. So we donated 4 of the 3-gallon drums to another PTA, Grinnell and Gary, the elementary school is a PTA. So we donated it to them for an event that they were very appreciated and they were like so excited. And they actually won that awesome grant too. So I feel like it was good luck when we both won that grant at the national level. And then 2 are going to go to a foster care event for foster families and adopted families. So I thought that was a really great way to pass that on. So we did end up donating it. The vote was that everyone was cool with that. And that's where that is. The dairy ice creams are in home. Things to continue. I think honestly, guys, membership was way up, and I think a lot of it had to do with just giving away free ice cream. Because then a lot of people are like, it's free. I have 20 $20. I guess I'll be a member. Membership, I've never seen our membership, I mean, yes, we got a lot on memberships prior to Ice Cream Social, but I think that's, if I become a member, where's my bank account type of deal, I think that helped a lot. We got a lot those nights, a lot more than we had gotten the last year we had done Ice Cream Socials on that night. So our membership numbers were obviously up, and I found attendance was down. Attendance isn't what it was my first couple of years doing Ice Cream Socials when we couldn't leave in these schools. So I would say continue doing free ice cream. It's not really my call next year, but I would suggest that when you're doing budget and going to vote for that. I thought that sold membership a lot. I think that would put us, started the school year off on a good step and a good vibe with our families. And it made us need a lot less people, honestly, to run it. It was a lot less stressful in years past because you needed maybe 2 people at that table versus who's a member, who's not a member, all the separate lines, the grabbing that they could go right in there. We actually didn't use this room at all. Scouts did better, they were in the hallway, and they even came in here. So I would say continue doing what we did this year, if we can. And we did the ice cream through the schools, so I feel like we spent a lot less money than we did when we were with Goldenrods. I had the numbers looked up, and it was half. So the Goldenrods was charging us $36 a tub for 3 gallons, and the school price was $17. So I would say that made it very easy, or at least in my stomach and my ability to sleep at night, a lot easier to offer it for free.
I mean, it's pretty good. I
Just give me good ice cream. So, what other people want? Okay. It would be nice if we could not have styrofoam bowls. They were all out of paper bowls at our store this time around. So
I would pay the difference.
you will
That would
pay
be my contribution.
Okay.
Difference between styrofoam and paper.
Because it's a significant price difference. We've been shopping around to do paper. The only thing they had were, they didn't have paper bowls at the store we got all the other supplies at. They had the like ice cream to go, smaller cups, and I just thought with kids that sounded and looked more messy. So I opted not to go that route and go back to the styrofoam. Though I know we want gold paper, so yes, let's note that, so that maybe whoever takes that on next year can do more research ahead of time.
You had a special story or no?
So we've been fortunate that my husband works in Everett down the street from a restaurant supply company store. So we were able to get like how restaurants buy things. We got everything in big bulks at, distribution prices. So we got things way cheaper. We used to go to BJ's to get everything, and that added up real fast. And BJ's actually doesn't sell cherries anymore, which is how we came upon doing it this way. And it was better to get the bigger beer than get the industrial cans of it. There are a number of restaurant supply stores. There's one on 2nd Street, and they have food and they have one on Coordinate. So,
There's one
so there's Central Paper.
Central, yeah.
Yeah, they don't do food, they just do paper products.
Right.
Yeah, for paper, for bowls. Yeah, this place does, the place Adam goes to does everything. So it was like a one-stop shopping, which made it easier on Adam's calling. Yeah, thank you. Anything else for ice cream social? Everyone's happy? Good. Oh, another thing to continue, I had Ari Susie, a past reflections kiddo participant, walk around with the entry form and the rules and regs, and she physically talked to people while they were having ice cream. I think that is the best thing ever. And she actually unloaded way more than we did any other night. So I think to utilize those middle schoolers that have done the program, that can speak for the program, that can talk about like, it is an at-home, it doesn't require, it requires as much work as you want to put into it, and it's not that complicated, sells that program. Eliminator's in, it's installed, it's working. We ended up finding a one that had a damaged box, so there was nothing wrong with the eliminator, so instead of $1,800 that we were throwing around, we got it for $8. And then we got them to 5,000 foot to 5,000 foot, I can't tell you, 2 big rolls to fill. Get them up and running for a while. So they are going to, they've talked with Captain Bogue, they are the volunteer coordinator at the school, and they're going to try to get volunteers to come maybe 2 afternoons a week and just have the same people touching the landscaper, and they don't know what it is. I think at least that's how they do it at Memorial, and they seem to have the least amount of problems with their eliminators. Thank you for coming. I'll put it on that. Okay. So I think that was a win-win, so thank you, Mary Ann, for doing the legwork like I needed. You would have put you on that project for a reason. You were so good at that, and Matt is happy. Parent info nights. So we happened to get one in November because of said comments at school board meeting that I was watching that rubbed me the wrong way. Or not necessarily rubbed me the wrong way. It's honest, no one Marion and I are the only ones at most school board meetings. There's no one there. There isn't a public input. And when I
feel like I know it's open to everybody, but I kind of feel like you feel like, why would I go?
100% on cue. So when we put the questions out there, we started doing some research. That's what people said. Unless I have a formal complaint, I don't feel like I belong there. You can't have a two-way conversation when they're in that meeting. You can go, and you can ask a question. You're not necessarily going to get an answer because of the format of the night. And it's not that they don't want to answer your question. It's really how we do it's called an SB2 is the way our school board is formatted. And it's, that's the nature of the beast, to be honest. So we are lucky enough that November 12th, they're going to come to us. We're going to we have some money in our budget now for parent info nights. So we're going to get some coffee. The packet will give us their a big percolator of coffee in the Memorial Library, and a few of the school board members, probably not all, but at least a few are going to come. And I'm going to bring forth questions. I'm going to put that question back up there. Okay, if you can't attend, what do you want to know?
I hope people do come though. It sounds like people are interested.
I want people to come because, exactly, the school board isn't going to take it seriously unless people are in front of them, right? That's the nature of this feast. So I don't really want to put it out there yet because I'm afraid that they don't, if I say just give me your questions, they're not going to come, right? I want people to show up, but I also I get it, like it is a busy night, it is parent-teacher conference night, day. So I want to have those questions because we're going to record it, okay? And we're going to get it out there. So that's our November one. We have Peg Dawson coming in April. We need some more parent info nights. Then, Benson and Ben, I do this all the time. Mr. Benson is going to do a big night in January. They are going to start Choose Love, which is a social emotional curriculum up there. Yes. So we are really excited about that. They're doing all kinds of stuff. Leo McGuire has been given the steering wheel over there, which is exciting. And they're doing a lot around social emotional and mental health up at the middle school. So Matt wants to kind of bring in the parents and let them, so we can share the paradigm and the vocabulary of this program. So we're going to jump on that. So we have one for January. But bring me stuff. The parents want to hear about study skills. They want to hear about executive functioning. So I need more people and names on that stuff. And anything else. I mean, we're parents. So what's bugging you? What do you want to know more about? We'll bring it forward. We've got a book club in December now. Middle School Matters, thanks to the podcast National.
I just brought that book.
So I listened to it and I was like, oh my God, she's saying all the things we're saying. Like, in middle school, you want to back away, but they're not quite ready. Like, they're 2-year-olds in big bodies. That's all that's going on there. So she really
changing.
right, but their mind is like a 2-year. Like, there's more stuff that happens with brain development. There's just as much stuff that happens in brain development in those middle school years as it does in the first 2 years of life. So it is not the time to back off. It's the time to really help script and understand all that, especially in the nature right now where there's a lot of Debbie Downing, right? Like that's, so gratitude, all that stuff. She was really down to earth, that she's been a DC guidance counselor in middle school for eons. She's now got a middle schooler herself, she lives it. I just liked what she was saying. It sounded like one of our PTA meetings where we go back and forth. So really excited, the books out there. The Hooksett Library secured us 10 copies at a way better price than Amazon. So we have those on our website up for sale. And then they have a couple that people can check out for free, and we'll get more if we need to get more. And the guidance department has come in, they're going to help lead that discussion, because when questions are coming up with what's pertinent to Collie Middle School, they can kind of answer those questions. But it's going to be like this, really informal, come in a circle, have some cookies.
So what's the date on that?
That is December 12th. It's a Thursday. It's going to be in the media center over there.
It's a book.
So, excited about that, but more the merrier. We have to do 5 bylaw-wise, we try to do 6.
What did you say the podcast
It's called Notes from the Backpack.
Couple of school board member, like us in April, January, which is the book of the December school years.
Yep, at least one more. And the podcasts are about a half hour. They're actually really good. They bring in experts in the field. This week's was Confident Parents, Confident Kids. The struggle of parenting, right? In today's world with anxious children and making sure that they are confident, and we're not always confident in what we're doing. So
So talk about getting like something with humor. Like previous years we've had like Jeff Agati or Charlie Applestein.
yeah, Charlie Applestein's awesome.
Fabulous people that teach parents about parenting but through humor. And they're just, yeah, you can get any age range you want them to highlight. But that might be a fun thing to do for a night out.
I didn't think about bringing him to Charlie.
He came down a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he's really good.
I don't even know if Jack still does it, but he's fabulous. He is still alive. He was a favorite.
I actually use Epstein's
So maybe-
chants in my own classroom. They're really good. He's got these rap
He's got some
chants.
fabulous rap chants.
Yeah, we use them. I love them.
Charlie Applestein.
We'll see. He's
So I don't know if
in
he's available or.
Yeah, he's a behavioralist. He's pretty cool.
And you could open it up as a UI, you could
Yeah.
open it up. It's
Well, and it'd be great, because any of these parent nights that we try to offer, we try to bring in experts so that staff kid gets the professional development. Their real stuff. Art and culture clubs is up and running here at Underhill. It's the first time we've had a club here in many years, so it was a little rocky with a brand new person leading it. So it's going to go through November 22nd. They meet Fridays after school for an hour and a half. And they work, right now they're focusing on 3 countries, and they're learning the art and culture of those 3 countries, and then they put on an expo at the end. So we charge $15 for students just to cover costs. Make
What
sure
was the total number of kids she got? Was it 12?
we got 12.
She did.
So she's got a budget of $180 to make that club happen.
We had filled out the form and
Filled up fast, so I took the first 5 names that came in and I added them on like a wait list, so they'll get top the next time around. And hopefully we'll have more sessions of it. So I saw she sent me some pictures of the first meeting, it looks pretty good, using the new room here, the learning center. And we're excited. The night she wanted to do, the 22nd, is booked actually, so they might have to do Thursday night, but we're working on that. I did all the paperwork and I realized that there's a big pack meeting that night, so it's not gonna work. So, not enough parking here to do 2 big events at the same time, so. Kids making a difference, I'm gonna jump to that because that's a quick one. We don't have an advisor this year, so, no, Jody did it last year and her kids So I'm assuming she's not gonna come back and run it, maybe she will. But already met with Natalie, since she's the enrichment, she's in charge of clubs. Already gave her charge that she's gonna start plugging to get somebody in place, so we'll be ready to rock and roll with that club. Maybe do a poll,
Yeah.
are people even interested, you know,
I
things
went through
coming.
the Google Drive today to try and see what's already been done.
Yeah. It's really kid-led, so it's really just somebody that's good with kind of DI style that will come in and kind of let the kids run with it.
Yeah.
But can, you know, it's a lot of classroom management you kind of need for that after school. And then convention coverage and raffle basket. So I sent out a reminder email about this meeting. So anybody coming to convention, I think the fastest and easiest way to handle this is that we'll have a meeting in the beginning of November to talk about who's going to be there, because we need to cover things since we're the host unit. We have jobs to do while we're there, and break it up so people know, so we're not trying to figure it out once we get there. We're not so concerned with Saturday so much as our Friday coverage. So we'll do a meeting there. I did bring up the raffle basket because the last couple of years, we've got the habit of donating the raffle basket. There's tons of raffles at convention, and all the money goes to the state scholarship fund. So our local PTA gives out 2 graduating high school scholarships, and the state gives out 1 local one, and one of the ways they do that to raise money is to do a lot of raffles at convention. So we've done a basket in the past. Ours is typically a big hit.
And we've also won some from those in attendance.
Yes, we've won some really cool things.
Fun ones last
We've won
year.
some really cool things.
Yeah.
They are this year, to get more people in, the state PTA was donated a $50, I want to say it's an Amazon gift card. So they're going to raffle that off to throw in any PTA that donates a raffle item into a basket, so we have a chance to win that towards our PTA, which is cool. So I kind of want to know, we normally take care of this personally. Everybody donates either an item or some money.
Didn't last year we did the home New Hampshire one?
Made in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, yeah.
And the year before we
That
did a
was really
spa.
good.
Stacy threw out an idea, which I liked, was maybe a movie basket theme or a family stay-in night. We like that. Does everyone like? Could somebody come up with an idea so that everyone knows to go out and I'll give you a due date when I need everything back there.
That's good.
How about a wine in the basket?
Yeah.
A couple of wine glasses, some
I think
popcorn.
like a Walmart, like Sherpa throw,
Right.
a bottle of wine, some $1 candy boxes, you know, the movie theater style
Also
box.
scratch tickets.
It's all-
Scratch tickets.
Some popcorn, and then if somebody wants to get, I think, what is it, Redbox, you can get codes and put, you know, a couple of codes worth in there. So I'll create a Google Drive so people can sign up what they're getting. We're going to convention on the 15th. We have a board meeting that Monday. We come back, so that's not helpful. So I will say everything is due to me the Monday. Oh, there's no school that Monday, which is why. So that's Veterans Day, then parent, so book club. Serving coffee, PTA serves coffee with school board. Everything's due to me that night. So either bring it to me that night or get it to me at some point during that day. So I have time to put together that basket.
Is it a theme, Jill? What is it?
Movie,
Oh, you are gonna go with the movie?
I think so. People seem to like that.
We might want to like sort of tell each other what we're getting to.
I'm gonna do a
We're gonna
Google
make the draw.
form and then you guys can sign up what you're getting so we don't get duplicates. Does that work?
Yep.
Okay, I think I've done my wrong spell. VP is still open. Secretary? Nothing? Okay. So publicists, I'm gonna move to new business because that's really new business. I've attached the bylaws and I had a discussion over open positions and how we're going to get those on. So we'll move on to historian, which isn't here. Megan's under the weather. She's got some stuff going on. Nothing too serious, just enough that she doesn't feel good enough to be here. And if you, huh?
And she might be surgery.
Yeah, they're hoping it won't be surgery. It was what she told me. So, Be Internet Awesome Grant, we did win that, if you didn't get that memo, which is awesome, it's $1,000 and a Google curriculum to talk about, smart, what's on the back? Smart.
The internet awesome, yeah.
Smart
Alert.
smart alert, something, and be kind and brave. It's the yellow, I keep saying. Strong,
Kind of brave.
yeah. So,
But the whole thing.
it's really gonna talk about internet etiquette, right, with the kids. It's not just a social media one as much as internet etiquette and what's safe and not safe and all that good stuff. We wanted to host, Megan wrote it to have it at Memorial because that's honestly when we start seeing a lot of problems, sexting issues down there. Which is, I think that shocks some parents. It's not that shocking, sorry to say, and that really is heartbreaking. So we wrote it down there because we did the internet, the Facebook one up in the middle school because by that point they're really on social media. But we were going to open it up to the middle schoolers because why not? They can use all the help they can get up there. So we have until the end of May to put that on. So I think our next step with that is to, Megan and I will go meet with Steve and figure out when he ideally wants to put it on and build a team from that school to host it. That's how we did the Facebook one, and it went really smoothly and it's really smart way to do it. Because to bring in the experts to talk about what they're seeing every day in their school and how it's complicating their school days. And then Megan has signed this. We have one. We did the reading program through Fisher Cats we do every year, right? We send them that little bookmark, write 5 or 6 books. You get free tickets to go to the Fisher Cats. If you were the first 20 schools to sign up, you got a free 20-minute assembly to kick it off in your school. Fungo comes in, rallies around. I guess Megan was jumping on the spot about that. So Underhill Memorial's got Fungo coming in. So I think she's already reached out to the principals to figure out what, because she had to come up with it. Like it was so quick, like I have to come up with a date. And so she's already reached out and she's going to be working with them to make that happen.
Yeah, we're calling on $500 last year.
Yes. Yes, Laura Piccolo in the past has really pushed that, made that happen. She's our go-to person at that school for the program, which is great. So that is that. Fundraising coordinator, you are up.
All right, Meadow Farms, we did $16,866.50.
That's great.
It's not.
Is that lower than last year? Oh, it is.
Well,
Well, that's the total, that's not our cut.
it's not our cut. We make 40 to 50% of that,
Yeah.
so yeah. But I guess it would end up being more, because if 8,000 was what we ended up with the kids, then I guess it is a little bit more.
Then we gotta work it.
But we'll opt out already without even calling. We had almost 2,000 for people opting out.
That's fabulous.
And we haven't even, and there might be more because I totally forgot about the online ones.
Oh, so I bet you we have.
Well, we was 475 as of a couple weeks ago.
So,
So that might be higher, or not a week ago. So that might be higher. And like I said, I'm gonna put it out again once we do the fun pasta with Collie. So they can still opt out.
another round of donate us $20. We have a whole $20.
Derek and I are trying to figure out the best way, because Sarah Mackey had said last time that the gift card fundraiser, that you can just go on and do it yourself, as opposed to the way we do it. And I think it would be easier, because otherwise I have to doctor that document, and he's gonna figure out how to put it down. So I think we kind of just need, he and I just need to sit down and play with it and figure out what's gonna work.
Honestly, for the $900 and something we make, like I get that it's so easy and it's doable, but then we buy the folders to stuff that I'm like, doesn't take as much as I think it should for not a lot of work, but it is work. It is work. Give yourself credit. It takes man-hours to plug all that in and divvy it all back out.
See, I go to Kathy's house.
I know, you may have fun with it.
One reads it, and the other one says it, we make it.
Yeah, and that's great, and I'm not downing any of that, but like.
But then I'm horrified when they come in, because you're going off the table, and I got thousands of dollars of gift cards.
What is that?
So we have this flyer that goes buy gift cards, right, for relatives and family for gifts. Buying through us, we make 1 or 2% per
But
gift
no,
card.
no, there's actually, if you look, the percents are on there. You can make up to 13% depending
Oh.
on who you buy it from. And you're not paying any more. If you want a $25 Amazon gift card, you can buy it, and we'll just send it home with the kid. One of the things that I like about it is there's some that small increments that you can get, you can't buy in store.
Like $5 ones.
Like $5 ones. So you can get like $5 ones, you can get little $10 ones. And, I mean, there's some here, thousands on gift cards, and we send them home with the kids. Share guys, you give them the option, they can pick up the others. I feel like that was kind of just a, if you wanted to, you can help out. And when it was spectacular, whoever wins the backdrop, we send home that flyer and your certificate. And you can pick whatever gift card you want in that denomination, you just send the flyer that with the gift, with the winning ticket, and you get the gift card for wherever you want to.
There's definitely cool things, because we'd have to restructure some things if we didn't do this particular program in the future, like backdrop prices. But, yeah.
But it sounds like, based on what I was looking at, all you have to do is send home, what's a code, like a membership code or something like that. And that brings you to your school, and you just pick what you want, and they send it right to you. Yeah.
I feel like we can get that out, and I've been sending it to them, and that takes some of our liability.
I have a few parents I would definitely send it directly to them, they always buy.
Yeah.
Couple parents, I'm like, don't forget us.
It's a lot more like online shopping, you get me that way.
I think that's the main reason why I didn't do it, because it was
The
just.
form can be a little overwhelming, because we want to show you that there's all those options.
Do you know how long it takes me to make that thing? Because they change it every year. Like some companies no longer offer, some companies start offering, some companies change what denominations they offer from the year before. So yeah, it takes forever.
Which is why we're trying digital, we're really trying to get the word, the memos out there about that, because exactly, paper flyers don't.
But yeah, so I'll work with Eric on that, I think we can do that way. It's spectacular.
Yeah.
So looking at, except for people being sick or things. There's a plan for the haunted stage, a bunch of stuff has been bought. We didn't end up doing that because we just had 100, not 4.
Did you go through them all?
It says it right on the side of the
No.
tubs.
The tubs are online.
We counted them a few years ago.
So we had 700 originally, and I can't, like, I don't even want to say the school's name, I think I know what school has their bats. So Corcus, a couple presidents ago, lent our bats out, a bucket or 2 of our bats, and we never got them back. And we don't sort them or count them, we just throw them back in those buckets. So the numbers don't coordinate with those buckets.
Yeah, the year she did it, was the year I sat there and counted them.
So
Janice did.
I don't think, I was always told we did not have all of our bats since I've been on the board.
Yeah. And a fan.
They smell, yeah, they're old and they're rubber, so they smell like tire. And they sit in a rubber bin in storage and all that.
We bought a product.
Yeah, outdoor projects with some wine on a good afternoon, that was exactly what that is.
Well ventilated area.
Yeah, so, that's,
Okay, so who do I, tell me quietly later who I have to go bug for bats.
if you know what school I used to teach at, they have a bat job, so I could just assume that it's that one, but that doesn't have a PTA, that school has a PTO, so I don't know. But they do a bat job, but the dead arm looks like ours, so that's how I would.
And we'd be able to tell by how the bats are numbered, because it's a very weird odd.
And they are kind of close.
To know what numbers are missing, because
Yeah.
they're coordinating with the people, you know, when they're
Which is why I started bringing this up, because we used to like sell until the page ran out, you know, type of deal. And I'm like, I honestly don't even know what we have for bats, and I feel like that's just not cool. So I'm pretty sure we have until 350 because of bats I've pulled out. Now, are there some missing numbers in between? I don't know, so I've asked Derek to cap it at 350, what you can buy online. I figured because we're going digital this year, things are gonna be hard. You gotta stick with it, but it's gonna be weird. I have a funny feeling we don't have a ton online, and we're gonna be doing backs like crazy at the door, more than we have in the past, but
I did the spreadsheet because Derek sent it to me, and he had only said, you know, there was like, how many they ordered, so 5, 10, next thing.
Yep.
But it has to be like
Right.
numbered, you know.
right,
So-
which is easy enough to fix at the end.
Totally
Yep.
typed it. And, so we're right now with 9.
90 backs.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a little low, but there have been years where it's been low, and we've still hit our number at the door.
This time
But
last year.
to be
Okay.
truthfully honest, so we were talking to Bridget, and Bridget, she had only ordered 5, but put $20 opt-out.
She just has to do both transactions
At
on the same time.
and it said 25 extra remaining. So I don't know if Derek was able to sort that out. And so there were a couple other ones that had 30, they ordered 30 bags, and there was another 25. So I don't know.
I would shoot Derek an email and say, these names look like they have a lot of backs, which is a little odd. By any chance, did they opt out too? Can you see what their opt-out amount was, and so we can retrofit? Because you're spot on. People went and did both.
Yeah.
Yep, because while you're there, you might as well just do whatever you need to do while you're there, and that, again, new program, so it's growing pains, right? Learning curve, so.
Well, we have, the Builders Club, that list that called out the beach club, there's like 15 kids that have signed up.
I'm really excited about the advisors we have over there. I
So
think
Builders
things are
Club,
gonna
the
be.
plan is Builders Club and 292, Troop 292 are gonna be in the gym, right? That's the games. 603, the girls are gonna do face painting, the boys are gonna help with whatever else is there, whether it be selfie station, bake sale,
Cool.
whatever like that. We do that really to kind of PC between the two troops, not that the boys care.
No, they all get along just fine.
Yeah.
So last year, did we need the microphone to announce that drops or something like that? They walk or something, I can't remember. Something.
Yeah, they usually microphone for cakewalk.
But we're down in the pit now, so do we need to? We used to do it on stage, we used to have music blaring, and it used to be all the carnival games right there in the gym, so I don't think we had the microphone for the cakewalk last year, and I think it worked just, I'm, not to Debbie down any of that, but less crud we need to plug in and check and,
Oh, you don't even know what I was talking to your husband about.
yeah, I know, he kind of threw me in, so.
So who's from the board is going to be there, so I would assume the board is going to be taking the money and at their, use it.
I plan to be there from, from start to like 3 to 6. I normally come from 9 on for the day, but I think I'm only going to be there 3 to 6 this year. I've got some big rocks I need to do. I'm out of household. So I would say if we could get anybody to go earlier, because I used to get there at 9, because one of the big things I would do is decorate that full hallway in the front door area. So just put that on your radar. And you don't have much decoration left for that, so I don't know if you guys have done any shopping around that. I would put that on your radar. Like the whole, like, because like when you come to, take the money, like you want that to look spooky, right? You want it to be spooky from the time you walk in. Okay, anything else?
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
If you guys are open to all posted people.
All.
It's not just the schools.
Homeschools, totally new.
No, there's no silly question, by all means, ask away.
Well, the nice thing about Key Factor is if you don't want to be scared, you don't want to be on stage, and it's completely hidden.
Okay.
So only go through it, are you going to get scared? Everything else is more just fun, Halloween, you come in a costume, your kids can come in a costume. There's
You don't have to,
games,
you
there's
have
bake
to.
sale, there's crafts, there's cakewalks.
If you're a PTA member, it's $1 a person, or a kid or a person. So if you're a family of 4, it's $4 to get in, and then if you want to bring some cash to do cake drop and bake sale, that's additional. But you could go in and just play games and walk out and only spend $4 and be there for 3 hours. I suggest bringing cash. I don't think any kid would let you get out of the bake sale, you know, the place.
Yeah,
is
that's,
awesome.
you know what it is? She was just
Literally rubber mats.
It should actually be the Hooksit truck this year.
Yep.
First year.
I made sure I said that. Thanks to the Hooksit Tower.
Well, usually the fire department shows up anyway. Our
Yeah.
guys show up, but they borrow the truck from Manchester. Or whatever.
And regarding cash boxes,
You have to talk to Derek. So anytime anybody needs cash boxes, that's a treasurer thing. Don't assume because we have new board members and new people in different positions, you need to tell them what you need, like how many denominations. So like bake sale, you probably need a lot more ones. Cakewalk, you're gonna need, is cakewalk still 50 cents? You're gonna need quarters. There, people, because you can't always assume that the past board members even been to the events. I had somebody literally church spectacular and said they'd never been to it. 2 people, actually, in my time here. So the more information, you're not being annoying, you're not micromanaging, you're just saying, hey, I need X, Y, and Z, and this is, you know, this would be really helpful. Cakewalk needs quarters, I'm going to need quarters. Because if I was going to the bank and getting you change, I would not think that you would need quarters. So
Mrs. Keller was the bank for, what was the color?
there were, yeah.
But usually, like, what we do is, if you're running the event, I mean, it was Kathy, but, you know, I'll go to her and she'll go, how many cash boxes do you need? And I'll say 4. I need 1 for the front door, I need 1 for the gift walk, I'd like to have 1 here and 1 here for the raffles. And
Kathy had been with us forever, so she needed to say
Right.
what you need. So I need the chairs now to be more proactive and go to the treasurer, because Derek's only filling that spot until we find a treasurer.
So you might need 4 cash boxes, and that's fine, it doesn't matter, we have them.
Yeah, and
You're better
what
off
are
to
they
have
for
one
if
for
you
the
need
quarters
change?
for the cakewalk than try to be pulling from one box and with a little baggage, like, just get what you need. It just makes it flow faster, and then we're just tallying them all at the end, so it doesn't
I'm
really
putting it
matter.
right back in the bank.
Yeah, so they'll get you what you need, for sure.
Yeah,
Instructions for cakewalk, I know, is issue when you're here.
yes, they've already worked it out, and I've made them new letters. They're Halloween-y looking. I tried, and they're laminated, ready to go, and so that was my contribution. So we're excited. Membership is now open. We had a resignation Saturday night. We are at 479 members. We are so close. And I would say that staff memberships are 2/3 at best. So we still have some work to do there. Derek had talked about getting some Dunkin' Donuts and putting up a clip, you know, take a picture and send you right up at some of the schools to remind them to, now that the craziness of the beginning of the year is over, I want to go to conference with over 500 members. Do not let us go to state conference without 500
We'll be at
members.
480, because I already told you one person who said she.
Yeah, so
wasn't supposed to do it again.
we are so close.
And we have one garland, but not the other one, Mrs. Gallivan.
What?
We have one garland, but not the other. We have Mr. and not Mrs.
No, this is.
Yeah, like, how's that?
Yes.
Brian was that.
Yes. So if you don't have your spouses or you paid for a family membership, email Derek to get your spouse name on. That helps a lot. So in the past, we have been all over the place. We have not hit 500 since I've been on the board. So that is a big goal for us to see, because there's no reason with 1,200 kids in the district right now, mind you, there are families, right? So if you have a family like mine that has 4 kids, the Evans are kind of out, so we don't have to count all 7 of them. We only have like 2 left in our district. But there, you know, their Mans have 4, I have 4, you know, the Shays have, so yes, there are some big families, but they're not all big families. So I would like a parent support group that really has matches the representation of our district. I think that makes sense. we have 200 staff, 500 should be very common. So,
We post ours on our bulletin board and our staff, so we make sure that we see, like, right now we have 4 of them up there.
so we're putting out a blast to remind them because grants are due on the 15th. A, to remind them that they have their applications in their PTA folders. I've gotten 7 emails in the last 2 weeks. I want to do a grant, am I too late? Where do I find them? In the folder that I gave to the staff meetings, and spent 20 minutes walking through, they're in that folder. And B, you all have them, C, the timelines on the year I glanced, it's also in that folder that I gave you. Megan does. And so I attach that to the blast, remind them, and they have to be a PTA member to get their grants. The special ed staff, for the most part, and the classroom teachers, or for the most part, are there. It's all
Can you
good.
give us the names of the ones that
Yes.
have done, and I can put them in mailbox?
So there was, if you go to the drive to get your agenda, this is the breakdown, and it literally is the updated, I went to all the schools this week and got the updated staff list. So it says what they do next to it.
Right,
It's about time.
well, no, Karen Mulvern, I'm not sure what she did, I know she
Oh.
was.
Perfect, thank you, yes. There's a couple, Collie gave me a spreadsheet with nothing that they did next to it, just strictly names, and they were in ABC order, which was no help, because if you go to the website, everything's blocked by what they do. So then I had to go to the website and sit there and play Saturday night, you do this, you do that. So I think I got most of them. There's a couple question marks, so if you even want to go and clean up, sounds like Laurel cleaned up a few. And next to it says no or yes. There's a yes, they are a member. So they're out there because I wanted the liaisons to know so that maybe you could have some private conversations and hunt some of these down. They do not like it when you blast the list out there. They don't like to be shunned.
No public shaming.
No.
I just texted one person who works at 2 of the schools, who I know she says she always has a regular membership, and she just forgot.
Yeah.
Yes,
So I
no,
sent
there
you
was
a link.
one.
That's usually.
It's probably the same one that I was going to
I sent her the link.
last
I said,
time.
will you be a member of this parts? Because I know
She
she
is.
doesn't even do staff one, she does a family one, she's got kids.
And I went through because Derek didn't know a lot of staff are kind of going to do family memberships. So I went through and marked them because he wouldn't have marked them so I put the school next to him. But feel free to go between the actual member list and then I broke down into the separate staff one. And let's get everybody up and running. That's it, 500. We could do it. I'd like to do it for the 1st of November.
I'll buy it.
So that's membership. Reflections is open, so we'll get to that under new business. School coordinators, or school, I should say school liaisons. Do you guys have anything for us?
I do. So Underhill is already thinking about their teacher appreciation idea gifts. And what came up today was fans for the classroom. So keep that in the back of your mind. And the other thing is, somebody had mentioned that the bricks out here, the PTA did for a fundraiser, are coming up. And so maybe Principal Lloyd, I don't know if you know much about that or what to do about them, but they were saying they're coming up, and so they were gonna, someone was going to have it fixed. I don't know if Chris is gonna have it fixed.
I'm not sure. I haven't heard much about
Yeah,
it.
I'm
I
just
just
hearing.
know that they're kind of coming apart and it needs to kind of be reset.
That's what it was. So they wanted to see if they could find someone that could do it for free. I didn't, and I just said, let's talk to PTA, because if the playground does get done eventually, you don't want to pour all the money into having something redone, and it maybe be.
I would say reset, just get it leveled and re-sunk in if we could get a tradesperson to come in and do that.
Do we know anybody that?
Free, yeah.
That might volunteer their time.
Time
That would be
to do
under Principal Lloyd.
Just because I'm really hoping that something gets done to our property and then we'll move that and I put that in, make like a wall out of it. We don't want to get rid of those. People pay, I don't even know, because it was way before my time, 50, 75, 100, I don't know what to get their names on this brick.
So it was about 15.
Yeah, so, we want to preserve those some way without it costing us more money because it's up on reserve.
Right, so I'll defer to Principal Lloyd on that one. But that, they did bring it to our attention that it was a PTA fundraiser and they're now coming up and what do we do?
I want to say they're from a really easy house.
Excuse me?
Once you know what it's, you know.
Yeah.
When you say fan, do you mean like a standing fan or a hood fan?
They were, I think the standing fans like the school had bought years ago, but a lot of them have just been overused and not working. So they said they're thinking of ideas
Standing fans?
for standing fans. So
Yeah,
something they-
probably, like, my father was in sales for
Yeah,
extras.
so when you're thinking about the end of the year ideas.
They disappear, you have to people that.
I know we donated one last, my dad was getting rid of one, so I looked at Andrew and he said, so who's your favorite teacher this year? They're getting a fan, because I didn't mean it, I just knew, send it over to Collie.
It's horrible for the teachers.
Oh.
I had Hawk my double cotton upstairs.
Oh, we go to open house, we have a MIGO teacher appreciation when we go to deliver the raffles in May, and we go upstairs. We're not another 10 minutes, because we're trying to do it quick, and we're like, okay, I already have my ring. How is anyone learning? It's, yeah. I thought it was a great idea, and it's actually been, it popped into my brain at one point to try to make that a thing PTA did, so that might be a
We
good
usually go to
idea.
district bathrooms, we usually have those nice blue and white ones, but they're, I'm sure that some of them are on their way out. Or they just broke from summer, or they were used, or just whatever happened in summertime. So, yep, keep that in your thoughts for next year, and around May. Thank you.
Anything else?
I get that.
Memoria. Anything you should know about there?
No,
I plugged your outdoor classroom, and then you get any.
I have the list of the people who said they could help, and we've gone through 4 different dates now that nobody can do. So it's just a matter, I mean, I've given weekends, I've given after school. I think there's like 6 people. I could blast it on the page, but I'd have to pick a day, it's weather, permitting.
I think last,
It's
at
just
least
that-
get out there before snow hits, at least try to get out there once. And see who shows up. I know I did put it in the press, I took a picture of it from the gym side where it kind of looks a little,
Right, yeah.
a little overgrown. And I was like, huh, need help.
Yeah.
Reach out, I
We
didn't
have
write
the-
an email, so I put you, plus you.
Steve just ordered, he ordered that shed that has to still be assembled. It's in the,
There's a shed and a hot weather
I
box.
know.
It's
I
pretty.
didn't know that specifically, there's that.
oh, exactly. Well, the problem is, I would assume I have to be there, to kind of oversee it. I can't just let people go, and I'm limited with what I can do. There's literally, this week was like Wednesday afternoon or Saturday. Nobody could do that. The week before I had Thursday from like 3 to 4:30, and that is all I could do. So I know it's tough, but if they can't do it when I can do it, then nothing I can do about it. And the list that she gave me was, like I said, 6 or 7 people, and I have the email list of the people that helped do it, that I blasted all of them to. And they're all willing to do it, but can't do it. I'm here, no, can't do it, busy, can't. I use my trailer, but I can't be there, like, I don't need a trailer. I need somebody to mow a lawn and build a shed and pull some weeds, that's it.
And maybe if you put like, I'm going to be there at this time, and these are the 3 big things I want to get done, and be very exact. We're learning, like, if we allot time next to something, or we say exactly what it is, sometimes people are more willing, because they don't have, I have bad knees, I can't be on my knees, I can't get on my weeds, or I can do this, or, so.
I'm gonna tell you when you plant stuff.
Well, the good thing is, I mean, it is still, it just needs to be mowed, really.
Right.
There's very little weeds that came up, and I'm gonna go through with vinegar anyway, and nobody needs to do that but me, and that won't even come back next year.
So I think people are like intimidated because they're thinking you're gonna ask them to weed or prune something. So if you just give them easier stuff.
I was wondering if there's any, like, student organizations, maybe at the older schools, or things like that, my school has, like, or we have our middle school partner up in the student council.
Yeah, they have the Builders Club at the middle school and the National Honors. But again, it's one of those things, it has to be supervised, they're limited with hours because they have to get a ride there. It worked out good a couple of days when we were doing it. Obviously, the Boy Scouts are a huge help. But those two clubs didn't work real well with the times that we had to do it. We definitely, I always reach out to them, they're probably sick of hearing.
Karen
Let's try
Crane,
it.
Karen Crane is the new.
Yeah, oh good, oh good.
Yeah,
That's
it's
great.
Dale Autumn and Karen Crane, pretty dang excited about what I've already seen over there.
That's
Very
great.
excited about this particular matchup. They actually came to Ice Cream Social and checked people off, and yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, they're good, I know Karen really well, so that's great. But it's just a matter of trying to coordinate. Unfortunately, with my oldest one in high school, I'm in the car all the time. Like, I'm usually free, but if she has to be down at the school for 4, then my husband has to come and get my youngest off the bus so I can drive down there. And that's an hour round trip, and then you gotta go back 2 hours later, an hour round trip, so that's posing a challenge for me this year. I'm usually real flexible with my time, and that has not been the case so far. Hopefully it'll lighten up once the sports end in a couple of weeks, but by then, I mean, knock on wood, but we could have snow.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't know.
The nor'easter we had last night.
That was out of control.
I've seen that, these snowstorms.
Well, yeah.
Delayed
The
Halloween.
2 feet of snow we had on
Yeah.
Halloween that year, and Halloween got pushed out 2 weeks. It's,
Yeah.
you don't know. It's not likely, you know, so I'm not really worried about that, but it can be raining, and if it's raining, there's nothing you can do in there. You can't mow, you can't do anything.
Right.
And who wants to when it's 45 degrees and rainy?
Yeah.
It's tough,
Miserable.
really tough, but
Anything on the holiday gift fair?
no,
Yeah.
that's been something for 2 years anyway. It'll probably just be the exact same thing, which is good, because then, you know, you already know it.
Yep.
We did the raffles, we already got the games, I've got all the games built. and-
So we can get stuff on the website. and get
Yeah.
stuff out.
in raffles from last year that won, and everything.
I know. Well, good, we can reuse them for raffles. Right, they don't even know.
I dropped one 3 times and oh my god, how is this not broken?
It's probably our stuff anyway.
But that's what we want. This is Galvin, do you have anything?
Yeah, I'm just gonna focus on like getting staff to do that, and then the wear, the active wear, the collie wear. Now, when did that start?
Today, right?
Today, because
Went
we-
live
Because
today.
we have, word of the month at our school, and this month is Proud. So I'll try to see if they'll bring that into the announcements. So do you have anything other than how do our kids know that that's on sale? Just through the site? That they
It went
can
home on all the
announcements?
newsletters to the parents via email.
Right, so I'll do school announcements.
So,
You know, show-
yeah, they have to go
If you
online.
want it, it can be fun too. Derek spent time writing a little blurb for each item of clothing for sale, and they're all very funny. Really funny. So even if you just
Yeah,
get
so
one,
maybe every day pick one and do it.
I mean, the performance
All
short.
right, I'll look at it.
Yeah, I email the treasurer. I need to give you the direct link to the spirit wear, logo wear, we call it like five different things. And he took a lot of time. He's been under the radar recently, but it's because he's been building that shop, which Adam's done in the past with not all the work that Derek put in, and I know it takes a long time, so.
So my favorite one is the performance shorts. We're not really sure what performance means, but we think these shorts are pretty sweet. We assume it means you should wear them the next time you have a recital, acting gig, or rock concert, or maybe they just mean the shorts themselves perform well for sports. Either way, they seem very nice and comfortable. They come in any color you want as long as it's forest green. So that's just a sample. They're all like that. We try to have fun.
Yeah,
Right?
so if we can get them paid that much on a morning announcement. I didn't write that. It's
But
like-
did you notice
It's like you
the
get some
staff
time.
police vests?
Yep, yep, I got one.
Baseball shirts, they're all up there, so that's exciting. Okay, and then Katie always ditches before I can get to her. I gotta move her up somehow in here. Huh?
She didn't talk.
Yeah, but I gotta swap you guys. So hopefully she's got something brewing for us soon. Teacher representatives, Mr. Warren.
Not much, it's been very busy. We're gearing up with budgets. As you know, we rolled out a new budget process this year, and the board is in the process of going through all the budget documents, and we'll be probably fielding some questions as we head into the next few board meetings, because they'll be sharing the budget documents with the budget committee in the next few weeks, and the superintendent and the business administrator will be meeting with the budget committee this summer. So it's starting to pick up. There's been some discussion about Underhill School, the building project. Is that back on the table? Is it not? Kindergarten, is it back on the table? Is it not? My understanding is the school board wants to hear from parents in the community if it's something that they desire, if they don't want, building project or building kindergarten. Please let them know.
So we're gonna try serving coffee with the school board, and we'll be getting live on social media.
But the sooner that we get to school, the better, because they need to start making some commitments soon, so we can get some pricing on the project, and even making some decisions between that, et cetera.
Okay. Yes.
The sooner the better.
New business, the only thing I have under new business is vacancies and how we're gonna handle this. So, as we noticed, publicist wasn't really being done. I was being publicist, which was fun. But I can't wear every hat. You just look at all the things that we did last year. You were putting names next to the commit. My name was on there way too much. Only for the fact, not that I don't mind doing the work, it's the fact that I'm going to be sitting down and other people need to know how to do all this stuff. Like, we need to share the wealth. So, Derek noticed it too. His wife Vanessa is interested in doing the position. I talked with them via Skype. It wasn't Skype, it was Cisco, WebEx or whatever. We talked Monday night, and I went over, this is what you got to do to be the publicist. This is the time commitment. This is what we require. I go, both of you coming to meetings. So what does that look like? Because we have 3 kids, and yeah, we record the meetings, but they take a good week to get up because it's just one more thing that's with this free time, is to edit those videos and get them up. So she seems pretty confident. So I reached out to Gail and was like, do you really want to do the publicist? Because we were supposed to meet up with me right at the beginning of October, and I hadn't heard from you. And I said, don't feel guilty, somebody's interested. It's not, I'm not out to say whatever, I need people to be realistic. So she took the out. And I said, well, maybe membership's more your speed, because at Saturday, membership resigned, even though I did a number of meetings on what that job entailed. I thought I was quite honest with the time commitment and all the things you needed to do, add staff to be members, write letters to the community to become members. Like, your one and only job is to push membership. Again, which I feel like I've been doing the bulk of, at least on the social media aspect of things. So she said, maybe what does that entail? So that's another meeting I need to have now. So I printed out our bylaws, the 6th to the 7th page of our bylaws. They're 16 pages, and you all have copies. I handed everyone physical copies when we joined the board, and they're up on the drive. But I just wanted to talk about how we're supposed to have a nominating committee. We're supposed to have 3 random people of the board, typically not the president, to be the nominating committee. I just went through this with the state. I had interest in running for a position at the state level other than just regional director. And I felt like they really weren't transparent, and there was a deadline, but I didn't know anything about it. time in which to get a board position. And I might have just completely missed the boat. I'm telling you, I didn't go through their bylaws, because I forgot I even had copies emailed to me last November. And I feel like if something's emailed to you, it's like, I'm a big, you need to own it to have to know that you have the copy of it. So lesson learned, right? And I'm going to take this lesson forward, and not doing because I didn't get my way. It's more of, oh crap, there's probably a policy and procedure in place for us too, and we should be looking at that. I think we are so needy for help that we will just, we'll take it however we get it, and we just accept people when they say that they will help. So I want us, so in the future, we're supposed to go to a nominating committee, say I'm interested in this position. Supposed to ask questions to make sure that so we're not in this position where we just take anything, that you're a viable candidate for this role. And then we have an election in May, and you take your office in June, right? That's in our bylaws. We've been doing that, we've been following the rules when our election is and when you take your role. Enrichment coordinator, birthday books, those aren't board positions. So that's a whole, the chair people you take. Board positions are liaisons, the people that literally have a section in the bylaws. President, VP, fundraiser coordinator. Thank you. So these are vacancies, which is a whole nother ballgame that's listed separately in our bylaws. So vacancy occurs in any office shall be filled for an expired term by a person elected by the majority vote of the executive board. So I can't just say to Vanessa, it's great you want to be a publicist, we need to vote. And we need to make sure that we're doing that in the future. Gail came to that one meeting, I really wanted her to step away and really have a honest conversation with herself about that commitment. She wanted to jump on it right then and there. But I think it is important to tell people, think about it, then come back and that's have a vote. And we can do them via email. We can do a Skype if we want to Skype. Derek's got that Cisco web thing and get a bunch of us not doing it. Before we were all stay-at-home parents, we're all go-getters now, and we do both. So we have these abilities to do this stuff. I know a bunch of you are on social media. We started a closed Facebook page just for the board member so that we can try to have this conversation during the week. So maybe we start, we try to invite you. So I'm not a Facebook friend of yours, so I got to find you on Facebook and invite you. So we become friends like I do that. So I wasn't sure who was on social media. I know who you are. So and maybe we get in practice of meeting a second time during the month that isn't to have these more, get some of this more business done. But so I guess I'm looking for a vote if we want to nominate Vanessa, or if you guys want to take more time and think about that, and then we can have a vote. Obviously, if the president is vacant, the VP will serve. We're not a VP. So we definitely need somebody to step up to do membership. I don't honestly know if, I gotta meet with Gail, where Gail didn't, if that's a good fit too. Yes. I have faith in Vanessa, so again, I'm the president, and people in the past, yeah, so I don't want to be the driving voice in this discussion, if that makes sense. So if you guys want to nominate Vanessa and make a second, have a discussion and vote, that's how that goes, just so you know. We can do that. Okay. The floor is open for discussion on this particular. Anybody want to have a discussion? You kind of just did. You good? Okay. I'm going to close the floor and move into a vote. All in favor for Vanessa being the new publicist? No. So Vanessa is publicist. So we good?
Yes.
Ayes. So Vanessa is publicist. We need to work on membership I haven't met with Gail yet. I want to have a meeting with her, but if anybody else, I'm all for elections and running. I'm all for, there should be like an actual, like campaign, you know, like, I want people that actually want to fill these seats. The other one is reflections. We don't have a reflections chair right now. I cannot be reflections chair. I want to be reflections chair because of the timeline that I cannot be reflections chair. So when we're at conference, you need to go to the training. There's one of the sessions is a reflections training. That's the only one left at this point. No, Sally. Sally is no longer that she has retired, so it's Crystal or Joe. I think it's Crystal. I don't know, but I know the person. She's really awesome. So on the same level. So basically, what it is getting it out there. I really want to do a video to go on social media that explains it, and I'd be willing to do that video with anyone. I think we need to do that video. I want to make sure I have a chairperson before we start publishing this. But yes. So what you do is you plug it, you collect it from the 3 schools, you get it all doctored up to go to competition. If we have more than 3 in a certain age group or category, you got to get them judged. I can help walk you through that judging process. It's really educating kids that we have the program, and it's that artist statement is the really big piece to this program of judging. Then you get it all, you do our expo, and you get it all off to the state, and from there, your job is kind of done. The only issue is that everything has to be photographed or PDF uploaded to the state and national level now. There is no, and it takes a lot of work to type in everyone's artist statement, and all the visual artwork needs to be photographed. So it's a 3D, and you need to have like 4 pictures of it to be able to show it from all and upload it. So you have to be kind of computer savvy. I've done it in the past. If you're, I'm going to do this, I'm going to take 4 hours on a Saturday morning and plug away and be done with it, you can do it. Because you honestly only have to upload to the nationals. You don't have to do all. But if we have 26 entries, they all go on to state because of how they fall in the categories, that's 26 films and photographs and things you have to upload. Now the smart thing is as things come in and they're okay, like you okay things as soon as things come in, you tell people they can pass them in earlier than the deadline. And you get things like photographs now, you can get them just to send you the file because everything's digital. You can ask if they're doing a 3D image that they include a zip drive with all the photos are. Make them do more of the work. If you're smart and you're ahead of it, it isn't so bad. We did not get our expo night secured either. It's supposed to be at the Bookery. The Bookery wants to work with us, but she never actually got the date. Like we threw around a bunch of dates because we know when we have to get it into the state. So we always have it due the very beginning of December. You have the holiday time to get it all entered in. We announce normally over Christmas break who the state winner, like who's going on to states if we need to. We have the expo around before Martin Luther King Day, or around that because they have to be to the state no later than like, I want to say January 20th. The date changes every year. Sometimes it's the 17th, it's more early. It's getting later because everything's uploaded. They can double check from afar that everything's done correctly. Parent signatures are on entry forms, things like that. So that's what it takes to be the reflections chair. Then you obviously have to plan the art show, right, at the expo night. So we're doing it at the Bookery. You have to have some food order. You have to go there early and display all the artwork, have it all ready. You have to order medals and crown trophy, which if you just tell me how many medals I'll go and do it because I have the PTA debit card, so you don't have to be reimbursed. Anything I can just go and use the bank card, it makes more sense because writing checks costs money, banks charge you for checks. So anytime we can streamline the process, we try to do that. I'm available most afternoons I teach, so I have a window because I get out earlier than this district. So I'm willing to help people, but I have 2 really big rocks that are kind of in my way to do it myself this year. So I will help, but I can't do it. But I do need a reflections chairperson, and that's a really hard one to just go on social media and say, I need somebody to run reflections, because nobody even understands the program to begin with. So I'm really hoping that you guys personally will go somebody that you know their kid has done the program, that therefore understands it a little bit more, that would be willing to take it on. And it's, you know, also reaching out, that person reaches out to the teachers typically and talks it up in the schools to try to get people to do it. Because obviously you want more participation, the better it is for everyone. And the winners really truly feel like they got something out of it. Yeah, they're not just taking the medal because they participated, because they were the only one of 6 that participated.
Do you have kids, like teachers, can teachers promote it in the classroom?
Oh God, they can do it in their classroom.
Yeah.
So the literature piece, the big rule is it can't be edited by a teacher. So they'd have to produce like a rough draft, or even a pair edit, I feel is okay, but you can't have any, you can't give them any direction or any editing. It has to come from the kid, it has to be their idea. The theme this year is look within. It's always very kind of out there, gray matter, because it's for those kids that aren't your traditional students, the kids that are like, you're always like, are you here or are you almost there? Where are you? Because they produce the best stuff, and they're the ones that can really give you that artistic statement, because a huge part of the grading or the judging is on the artistic statement, if that makes sense. So we can chat, but I'm going to adjourn this meeting at 8:38.